Welcome back, Benchwarmers. We've entered that time of year where there's literally nothing to watch.
Hey, I know you don't love baseball like I do, but they are playing games every day this time of year.
Okay, you're right, my bad. This is the time of year where there's one sport being played, at the dog days of summer, as some might like to call it.
There we go, that's better. MLB is entering the All Star break next week, and we got to catch up on the first half of the season.
Alright, good idea. Why don't you catch me up? I'm Brendan. Promise I watch sports.
I'm Corey, home run derby long shot. This is our view from the bench.
Before we get started, if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you never miss any one of the new episodes.
Also, if you could please do us the favor, if you like what you see here, please don't forget to smash that like button.
Smash it for us, come on, it's free. It's free for you, it's free for us. Helps out the channel a lot more than you probably think.
Hell yeah.
Well, Corey, I do like baseball.
I know.
I just pay attention to it a tad less. It's 162 is a lot to get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Even
understand,
82 in
I
baseball.
was
I
gonna
mean,
say,
baseball,
yeah.
basketball is a lot. So
Yeah, 162 is a lot, but it's a marathon. It's not a sprint unless it's 2020 and we're talking about a sprint World Series, but that's different. But this is a
True.
long marathon, and at the end of the day, like right now, I got the Diamondbacks Padres on behind me. I had MLB Big Inning on earlier, just watching whatever games they're rotating.
It is nice to have in the background. It's like a summer thing. You feel like you just relax on the couch. You got the wind blowing because in Southern California it gets nice and cool in the evening. So you got the windows open, the wind blowing. You're just kind of relaxing with it in the background. I do like that. I do like that.
There
So,
you go.
but every game I've watched this year, the Diamondbacks they lose. So now I don't even know what to watch.
Yeah, well, that maybe just don't watch their games anymore, but
Okay,
you can still watch baseball.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. So let's kind of break into it. We're not gonna go over every little thing that's happened. Obviously, we'd be here forever. There's a lot of teams and a lot of games, but we kind of want to hit some of the headlines, and we're gonna start with, well, I mean, really baseball's headline: Shohei Ohtani.
Back on the
Shohei's
mound.
doing his thing. Yeah, he's doing his thing on the mound again. Finally, obviously, he spent all of last season winning a World Series and MVP by just raking and stealing like a madman. He's still raking this year, stealing a lot less though, a lot less stealing. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't feel like trying to repeat that record. But like you
Well,
mentioned, he's back on the mound. That's what we
yeah.
were kind of excited for.
I think that's the biggest reason why he's not doing the stealing, because last year he knew there was no opportunity for him to come back and be on the mound, so might as well do whatever I can on the offensive side. But this year he knows down the line there's an opportunity to. I mean, we've been seeing him basically do rehab starts because you can't send him down to the minors because you still need his bat.
Well, and I mean, like, can you imagine a minor league game with Shohei? You need to move it to a major league park. You know what I mean?
It would be a little crazy, but it's I don't know. It's just nice to see him on the mound, unfortunately for the Dodgers. But yeah, it is, but again, I think part of that is knowing he has to pitch. And last year, a couple times he like messed up his shoulder. I think he separated it in the World Series by stealing. So I think they're like, hey, if we're gonna have you pitch, you're gonna have to take it back on the running and stealing a little bit. So I think overall, I get it, but again, it's Ohtani doing awesome things. So as much as I hate to watch him in that jersey he's doing it in, it's cool to see him back on the mound.
Yeah, like you said, more of a rehab starts. He's only started 4 games so far for a total of 6 innings.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging at a 1.5 ERA. Now, honestly, 1.5 ERA sounds fantastic. It's just obviously a low sample size. So he can still pitch. Obviously, he can still hit like crazy, as we all know. He's 31 home runs, I think, on the season so far. 31 home runs and 58 RBIs. Dude can still 12 steals. I mean, he's not stealing, right?
Yeah. But
he's
we're
just
not on pace for 50.
Yeah, or freaking last year was just nuts. So good to see him back, just as we always say, for the wrong team.
Yeah, unfortunately. But again, and as much as the Dodgers have been struggling because of injuries and they've lost 6 in a row as of late, they're still the top team in the NL West, and I think the best record in the NL, if not right there with Chicago. So
I know I don't even want to talk about the dang NL West because our freaking Diamondbacks are there. I mean, we've beaten the Padres yesterday. We're playing them right now. What's the score?
It's 4-3 in the top of the 9th, I think. Yeah,
Us?
top 9. Cattell Marte's up. No, we're down 4-3, but Marte's up with nobody on and nobody out. So
okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if we can try to come back here. But they're the ones that are right in front of us. Giants are kind of hanging on right behind the Dodgers there. So NL West is tight, but not as tight as some other divisions. And you mentioned actually, Dodgers have been competing for the best record at majors for some time now, and they are up there, but they're not number 1. Surprise at who might be number 1, Corey, right?
For some, but if you remember when we did our first checkup on MLB and the season started, I think in the first month or so after it started, we went weird and decided let's pick our World Series matchups right now. And I said Cubs and Tigers.
You're right.
So right now, that Tigers-Cubs matchup is looking pretty good because they're both winning their respective divisions in the Central. The Tigers have the best record in baseball. Tarek Skubal
Crazy.
is insane on the mound. I don't even know what to say anymore. He's so good. The only weird part is AJ Hinch is coaching that team, and
I
I
was just
don't.
about to say, but AJ Hinch is
Yeah.
there.
But the thing is their team is known for pitching and that way. They're not an offensive juggernaut like Houston was when the whole cheating thing was going on. But even then, even if AJ Hinch was going to try to do anything, I think everyone would be watching him so closely as a manager that none of that shit would ever get through anymore. So kudos to him to, get back into the league and have an opportunity. And I mean, when the Tigers hired him a couple years ago, I was like, Tigers, cool. But here he is, and they were in the playoffs last year, and now here they are, the best record in baseball at the All Star break. So
I wonder if they even needed to cheat, bro. You know what I mean? Like the Astros. I mean, like,
I
damn, he's a good
agree.
manager. Like, what did they had good talent. Like, come on.
I agree, and that's the worst part about it because that year that we didn't in 2017, we didn't know about it yet. They were so fun to watch because they would hit some
Yeah.
crazy home run. The stadium would explode in loud fan. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. It kind of reminded me of the Warriors around that same time where Oracle
True.
before they left was just loud as could
Fantastic, bro.
be
Great
and
stadium.
amazing. Yeah, and just fun to watch. But yeah, finding out that it wasn't all real, I guess, just doesn't make it have the same feel anymore.
Now, you kind of mentioned too, kind of dating back, but even like I'm sorry, dating back to our previous episode, but this was the team that made a run at the end of the season last year too. To kind of they had like a 1% chance, I think, towards with like 2 months left in order to make the playoffs, and they just
Not only
could not lose.
I'll say not only was their percentage low, there was talk at the trade deadline of them trading both Jack Flaherty and Tyreek Skubal, but
Well, they did trade Flaherty, so
they
they were
did.
kind of giving up.
I know, and then they went on this run, and then Flaherty came back in the offseason. So now they have Flaherty, they have Skubal, and I can't remember the third pitcher they have, but him and Skubal the last like 5 starts are like 5-0 and 2.2. I mean, they're pitching like crazy, and hopefully that will continue into the postseason. We got a long way to go, though. That's the only problem.
Did you put money on it, or you just did it here?
What?
The Tigers.
Oh no, just here. I didn't put any money on it. I should have now.
Oh,
It's too
man,
late.
now you should
The
have.
numbers are going to be off the roof now.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so I mean, they're looking good. They're looking pretty good, but they're not the only team that's kind of showing us up. There's a team that I had thought wasn't really going to be, only because they're always mediocre. You know, I really thought the Yankees were going to be able to kind of do some work building off of their World Series appearance from last year, although they got smoked in the World Series, building off of their appearance at least. But the Blue Jays are actually the ones who are kind of leading the AL East right now. Now, granted, it's only by a couple games, but
still,
yeah, it's a tight race. I mean, Boston's 49 wins. Last we checked, Tampa's about 50, Yankees about 51, Blue Jays about 54, 55. So it's a pretty tight standings up there.
I did not see Toronto being this good. I would have hoped they would have been this good last year after what they did a couple of years prior when they finally brought Bo Bichette's kid up. I mean, just all these young kids. I was like, okay, here they are. And they signed Guerrero to the extension in the offseason. So you're like, okay, now they have him locked up, but what are they going to do? But here they are finally, showing what they can be. And I mean, it'd be fun if Toronto gets in. It'd be a lot. I mean, I've been there for a game. It's a lot of fun. It's a great town. So I would love to see playoff baseball. Do you remember when they had Jose Bautista and they had that?
Yeah,
run?
of course.
Oh man, that was fun to watch. I just
remember the fight.
Well, yeah, that was a lot of fun. But I remember that home run he hit in I want to say it was the divisional round.
Oh, he freaking chucked the bat.
The stadium exploded.
I exploded. I'm not even a Blue Jays fan.
I missed that. So I really want Toronto to make a run here. And I mean, I know MLB wouldn't be stoked about Toronto, Detroit necessarily in the ALCS, but I would enjoy it as a baseball fan. So
yeah, I mean, they're good teams. So that's kind of the point here. But yeah, they're looking really good. It's weird though to see Toronto do well. But I'm happy. I'm happy for Vlad. I know that wasn't he on the cover or something? Wasn't he on the cover of MLB The Show or something like that? I feel like last year. Yeah. So him kind of getting back into the spotlight here, and a lot of people have a lot of high expectations for Major League Baseball players' kids that obviously also become Major League players. And Vladdy Sr. was such a crazy dominant hitter, especially for the Angels, that you're just kind of wondering what his son's going to kind of turn out to be. And I think he's doing pretty well.
He's doing great. And I have to say, taking it back, I did work at Angel Stadium 2007 to 2012, and Vlad Guerrero was on the team at one point during that run. And where our warehouse was that we checked in and counted our merch before we went to our stands, well, the players had to park and walk literally right past us to get to their clubhouse. So they walked by all the time. man, did I not realize that Guerrero Jr. was there the whole time, walking back and forth? I'm like, hey, that guy's going to be a future major. Like, who would have thought that whole time? He was just some chunky little kid that was there with his dad, and here he is.
Still kind of a
You know,
chunky little
I
kid.
mean, not as much as he was. He's cut back a lot
No,
lately, but
okay.
no, but who would have thought he'd get to this level? Because there's always that expectation of, oh, my kid will make it because I can make it, but it just doesn't happen all the time. So not only did he make it, he's fucking good. I mean, he
There's
just
actually
got
a lot in the
QB.
majors, right? Like Jackson Holiday from yeah,
Fernando
couple.
Tatis Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
Dalton Varsho, who's on the Blue Jays, Bichette, who's also on the Blue. There's 3 guys on the Blue Jays alone. Clemens' kid, I think, is in Minnesota. So yeah, there's players everywhere.
It's awesome to see. It's awesome to see. Keep it moving. We got let's kind of move over to the NL Central. You mentioned them previously with the Cubs leading there, your possible World Series matchup against the Tigers, but they're really fighting for this division. 4 of the 5 teams, and the only one that's really not there is the Pittsburgh Pirates, which
Yeah,
if they could score any runs, they would be doing
for
a
real.
lot better because I think over the last 6 starts, Tarek Skubal is or at last few starts, 8 starts.
Scheme.
Tarek Skubal is
All scheme.
8-0 with a 1.75 ERA. Skeens is 1-5 with a 1.72
Oh
ERA. So
man,
it's not like he's not doing well. He's pitching better than Skubal in at least by ERA in
that's
those instances.
crazy.
But the Pirates just can't keep up. Reds above 500, Cards above them, Brewers just behind the Cubs in first place. It's a pretty daunting division, no?
Yeah, and who would have thought? Because everyone at the beginning thought, oh, the NOS is going to be the best division baseball, which, as we talked about
Which,
already, it
yeah.
is pretty good. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the Diamondbacks are a game or 2 below 500, so essentially you'd have 4 teams at 500 or above, just like the NL Central. But I think the biggest one is the Reds at this point. I didn't expect them to be at above 500 this late in the game. I thought they'd be down kind of near Pittsburgh, to be honest. But St. Louis also was kind of shocking because in the offseason there was talk of they were going to trade Arenado and they were going to blow it up because they hadn't made the playoffs and it's time to start over. But the Cardinal way, here they are, 5 games behind the Cubs for the division. So who knows? But I still think the Cubs ultimately get it. But Milwaukee's only a game behind them, and somehow Milwaukee
They're
always
always
is
so
good.
sneaky.
Yeah, I don't. It's been like a decade. They keep winning the division a lot, and then the council left, and they put Thompson in there as coach. Seems to not miss a beat. They're just good. Milwaukee's just knows what they're doing and is staying in their lane, which is working for them, obviously. So.
When it gets to the playoffs, they may not, do much from there.
Yeah,
We kind of took them out a couple of
yeah,
years
we
ago,
did.
but either way, what was that stat too? Whoever beats Milwaukee makes it to the World Series, or maybe it was
if
wins the
you
World Series,
if you beat Milwaukee in the playoffs, you will ultimately win the World Series. I think
or
it's
make
happened
it to the
like 8
World
or
Series.
9 years in a
Dang.
row or something crazy like that. So
We went to the World Series, we beat them, but we lost obviously to the
yeah,
Rangers.
we were
So that
hoping we
was
were going to win and keep that streak, but
yeah,
hey, we
yeah.
were there though. It was fun.
Uh-huh. Well, let's keep it a little. Let's switch it up a tad bit instead of talk about some teams. I mean, again, you guys can look at the standings for division leaders and who's kind of doing well, but I kind of want to break it out to somebody who's kind of flying under the radar a little bit in the sense that there's still a lot of hype around him, but he's not one of those big names that everybody kind of the Shohei Otanis, the Aaron Judges, the Tatises, none of those guys. But he is raking like no other. Nickname what, Corey?
The big dumper.
The Big Dumper. It's the weirdest nickname to me, but Cal Raleigh, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of a sweet underdog for AL MVP at this point. And honestly,
Yes.
I think he'd be a favorite if it weren't for other people's names. And it's not to put, and a knock on Aaron Judge because he's having a great year. But I feel like just because he plays for the Yankees and his name's Aaron Judge is kind of the only reason why people still have him, I think, as the favorite. I'll check that right now. But Cal Raleigh, bro, killing it at catcher.
Yeah, and switch hitting catcher at that. So
Okay.
he's kind of breaking a little. I think he's got the most home runs by a catcher by the All Star break, most home runs by a switch hitter by the All Star break. He's already passed his career high of 34, which was last season. He's at 36, unless he hit another one today, and I don't know. So he's killing it. He's had 100 RBIs last year. He's already at 76. So he's definitely, if he stays healthy, he's going to go over that. And I'm with you. I think he can win the MVP as long as the Mariners make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, then I don't think there's going to be as much of a push. But I think the big dumper nickname, if the Mariners are on a ride and they're making a playoff push in September, I think a lot of people might start looking, especially if he continues to hit like that. I mean, his average is 265, but for a catcher, that's really good. And again, the power is hard to ignore. I mean, 36 and we're 80 some games through. That's amazing. He's on target for like 60 home runs at least. So
which is
I'm
insane to think about because I'm not that I've never heard of the guy. I've heard of Cal Raleigh, but I didn't expect a random breakout season in the middle of his career.
Well, and it's funny you say that. It's actually not really that crazy of a breakout. If you look at his first year, he got called up. I think he played like a month, so don't look at those stats. But if you look at the first 3 full seasons he played prior to this year, 27 home runs the first year, 30 the second year, 34 last year. He's already got 36.
36. Wow.
So
Okay.
the offense is really not that crazy to expect. I think maybe having this many home runs this early is more of the shock because he's already passed last year's total. But again, Seattle's a good team. They got a Rosarena up there, Julio Rodriguez. They've got J.P. Crawford at second. Like, they have a nice little squad up there. I really hope they can get in the playoffs and make a push because it would be a lot of fun to watch the Mariners fans.
According to MLB.com, Judge is leading majors in hits, batting average, OPS, and slugging percentage. He also leads all position players with WAR, which is at 7.2, which is 1.3 more than what Cal Raleigh's at right now at 5.9. Looking at FanDuel, it's not even freaking close, unless Judge falls off a cliff or gets hurt. Knock on wood, not in wishing injuries. Correct. Right now, Aaron Judge is at minus 1,500 to win American League MVP, with Cal Raleigh in second at plus 700.
Okay, and I mean the Mariners are only 3 games behind the Yankees in the record book, so it's not like Mariners are way behind. It's just, I mean, Judge is good, but also he won the MVP last year. Did we get that whole like, oh, we're tired of giving it to the same person thing?
I don't know if baseball's like that. Is baseball like that, like basketball?
I mean, Bonds had 7 MVPs, so maybe not.
Yeah. Baseball likes just handing out to the best player. They're not just like, oh, well, Joker was good and he was better this year, but we don't want to give it to him. Let's just give it to Joel this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing that NBA does that, but it is what it is. But I'm with you. As long as the Mariners, I think, can make the playoffs and he can just stay within a couple numbers of all those things of Judge, even if Judge is better than him in those, I think because it's the Mariners and it's the switch hitting, it's a catcher, the whole thing might give more people as a storyline or a narrative, as they like to say, to give him the MVP instead. But we're like 85, 90 games through 162. So we got a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it gets a little bit closer. I mean, minus 1,500 is kind of basically a guarantee in betting terms. So we'll see. We'll see. Last, before we get to, which kind of leads us into the next subject, is the use. I actually really freaking like this. It was definitely, obviously, it was used heavily in the grapefruit and the cactus leagues or spring training this year. The ABS. What is that? What is it? Automated balls and strikes?
Correct. Automated ball strike system.
Okay. So that's actually going to be used in the All Star game. So we get to see it on the big stage, which is actually pretty cool and a really smart idea because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch spring training games. It's one of those things that like diehard fans kind of really only watch it.
I'm a diehard fan. I don't watch games that don't count. If it doesn't count to the season record and playoff, I don't care. I just want everybody to get healthy and get out of spring training. So I'm not going to watch
it. So the fact that it's going to be on the big stage, obviously a nationally televised game in the All-Star game is kind of cool.
In a major league park for the first time.
True. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting. The All-Star game is in Atlanta this year. Pretty, as you can see from my little background here. Excited for it. So let's get into the All-Star game portion of this then. That kind of wraps up a little bit of what we've seen as headlines for the first part of this season. Plenty more to come, I'm sure, especially as the races get tighter for division crowns and things like that towards the end of the season. But let's kind of break down some of the All-Stars. How do you want to do this, man? You want to kind of go over at least the starters?
Yeah, let's just do the starters, and if there's anybody on the reserves that is of note or you think is worthy of mention. I mean, there's a couple guys, but a lot of these, there are a few new people, but I say we stick mostly to the starters for now because who knows what's going to happen.
Well, we'll start with the catcher then. Cal Raleigh, of course, for the American League is going to be starting there. I mean, who not? How could he not? We've got Ryan O'Hearn as the defensive hitter. That's what I was about to say. Wow, as the designated hitter out of Baltimore. Vladdy at first, Gleyber Torres from Detroit at second, Junior Caminero from Tampa at third, Jacob Wilson holding down the hole at short, and the outfield is going to be Judge because duh. Riley Green from Detroit and Javi Baez. Bro, I can't believe Javi Baez is still this prevalent because there was a time where I feel like Chicago couldn't wait to get rid of him.
Yeah, they couldn't get right to get because they didn't want to pay him the extension, so they traded him to the Mets. So him and Lindor were there for that half a season, and then
I feel like he wasn't that good there.
He wasn't. That was why Detroit was able to get him and give him a lot of money, but he just didn't. He wasn't playing as well as he had been previously in Chicago. But the weird thing about this is not only is this his third All-Star appearance as a starter, which is fantastic, but
Yeah.
he becomes one of, let's see, it's Pete Rose, Harmon Killebrew, and Pujols are the other three players so far. He's
Those
the
guys are
fourth one
pretty good at
now
baseball.
to start in 3 different positions in an All-Star game. So,
Wow.
I'm sorry, yeah, and then also the 15th player to do infield and outfield. So he started at short, he started at second for the Cubs. Now he's starting in the outfield for Detroit. So I think that was part of it. Something about his magic in the infield just wasn't working. Detroit tried him in the outfield, and it's working. Obviously, here is an All-Star, and now Detroit's good. So, in a weird way, getting maybe, just an idea. Hey, Mookie Betts, move back to outfield. You're better in the outfield. Just an idea. Harder to go from
Dude.
outfield to infield than infield to outfield, as we're seeing.
Yes, obviously, because it's just so much faster. You have time to react. You don't have to field and have to turn your body and throw it to this way and throw. You just catch and throw or catch and throw and catch and
And
throw. It's just
also, if you look at the numbers since Betts has been doing shortstop or second base full time, it's been almost a full season of 162 games. His offensive numbers are average. I think he's focusing too much because he's having to learn a new position, and just go back to what you know in right field where you don't have to think, and you can then maybe get your offensive numbers back up. But
which is crazy to think about because you're right. One of the best players for the Dodgers isn't doing well, and they're still killing it. That just shows you how freaking stacked that damn team is. Honestly, it's absurd.
yep, I agree.
Some notable reserves here, obviously. Bregman from Boston, former Astro.
Either way,
Yeah, same thing. Chisholm, obviously great infielder for the Yankees. Bobby Witt,
hell yeah.
Stephen Kwan, man, one of the best freaking hitters. Just kind of sits in the back in Cleveland, but his average is crazy. And then good old Julio Rodriguez, obviously, he made that crazy run a couple of years ago in the home run derby in front of his hometown, Seattle. So that was pretty cool. Any other pitchers you want to throw out there?
Well, I mean, Scooble, obviously, we've been talking about him a lot for
Duh.
Detroit. No doubt he's going to be on there. Jacob deGrom has had a really good year, bounce back in Texas, so that's good to see him back in the All-Star game. Brian Wu from Seattle, another guy who nobody expected to have a good year, and he almost had a no-hitter, I think, into the 7th tonight, and then lost it to Chisholm in the 7th inning. So Max Fried for the Yankees is good, and then
Is that an Angel I see? An
I was going to
Angel
say
made it?
UC Kikuchi is on the All-Star game. Well, I think every team has to have one representative, right? So, like,
Okay, but
somebody's
yeah, I
gotta
mean,
go.
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. That's who the Angels
All
sent.
right.
And honestly, I think it's kind of cool, at least for me. He's still doing it. Aroldis Chapman, another All-Star game appearance for him. He's got to be
Good for him.
I don't even know how many years he's been in the league now. He's been around forever, I feel like, but another All-Star
Right?
nod for him. So, congrats.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, let's kind of go over the National League. You want to throw out some starters? Or
Yeah.
throw out the
So,
starters? Sorry.
well, the one thing before I do the stars in the National League,
Okay.
we mentioned Mookie Betts earlier. I think in
Yeah.
a weird way, not being an All-Star this year is a good thing for him. He might actually get some rest.
Like motivated? Oh, rest. Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyways, back to the lineup. Obviously at DH, we know who it is. It's Shohei Ohtani. I don't even know
Duh.
why. It'd be stupid if it was anybody else in the National
Honestly.
League.
Yeah.
At catcher, you have Will Smith, so the Dodgers are going to be well represented here. At first base, Freddie Freeman again.
Oh, Dodger. Okay, good.
Yeah, okay, we're off to a good start. And then, hey, this is a good one. Second base, Ketel Marte, which I anticipated. I wrote a tweet a week ago or so. I don't know, watching him play baseball, it seems like it's effortless for him, and it's so smooth and easy, and he's just having a good time. I think he might be one of the best second basemen in our lifetime, but no one's going to talk about it because he plays in Arizona. But I'm just saying.
I agree with you.
But
he's definitely the best second baseman in baseball right now.
Oh, without a doubt. No thoughts. Third base, NL West again. Wow, we're just all NOS so far. Manny Machado is going to be at third. Francisco Lindor will be at short. Acuna, who actually came back late this year because of the injury last year, was able to make an All-Star game. It is in Atlanta. That does help.
Yeah.
Pete Crow, Armstrong, and Kyle Tucker are the outfielders from Chicago, the Cubs. I mean, they're the catalysts in them and that offense and and why they're there. So,
Kyle Tucker for sure. Pete Crow Armstrong obviously knew he's coming up kind of a younger guy, but Kyle Tucker's been holding it down for a minute, honestly.
A little trivia if you didn't know, Pete Crow Armstrong's mom was an actress. She was in the movie Little Big League. She played the mom of the kid who owned the Minnesota Twins. Just a little thing. Just throw it out there. All right, so now we got the starters. Are there any reserves or pitchers, anybody you're looking at that are like noteworthy, or maybe their first
I'm not going to not. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, or it's their first time and you're excited to see him play in the All-Star game or anything like that.
I don't actually know who's is their first time. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'd be amiss to not call out Eugenio Suarez, third baseman, of course, for the Diamondbacks, and Corbin Carroll, right fielder, making their All-Star appearances. They're both well deserved, I believe.
Oh yeah. Suarez has been amazing. Suarez got traded to the Diamondbacks last year. In that first 2 months or so, he was like, "Oh man, I think we made a bad decision. We might have to cut him." And then since then, he has been hot, and if not one of the best hitters in all of baseball.
Who did we lose at third base?
Who did we lose at third base?
Like, because he basically, whoever we had, I was like, damn, I really don't think we should have got rid of him. I really think we should have kept him. But honestly, Suarez has been doing really well.
Oh, we had Evan Longoria playing third winger in the World Series that year.
Okay. I was kind of amiss. Obviously, he's a little older, so I get why we kind of moved on. But he was a good leader in the clubhouse. But honestly, Suarez seems to be doing well.
Unfortunately, he might get traded at the deadline, but hopefully not. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully not. Ellie De La Cruz, obviously, Fernando Tatis Jr., Kyle Schwarber from Philly, some of the other notable reserves as well.
Dude, I feel like the NL reserves is way more stacked than the AL.
I would agree. That's why. I mean, we could name them all, to be honest with you, because they're all pretty good. You know what? Let's throw in Matt Olson, obviously the hometown guy for this year, it being in Atlanta. He's solid third base too, I think, right?
Ooh, you know what? First base, but he's not going to be starting because Freddie Freeman's back in Atlanta. He's starting instead. So
you're not going to not have Freddie start.
Yeah.
One, he's a little better. No offense to Matt Olson.
Yeah, I don't know. Lately, he's been hobbling a lot, so I don't know if his numbers are very good. It's hard to watch him run the bases. It kind of reminds me of Dirk Nowitzki running up the court at the end. It's really hard.
Let's just say the bases are loaded in the World Series and the bottom of an inning.
That was last year. I'm talking about right
now. I'm just saying, I'm going to have Freddie up to bat if it's not going to be Shohei himself.
Yeah,
but yeah, so moving on to some of the, actually before we moved on, Aroldis Chapman has been in the league since 2010 when he was 22 years old. He is now 37.
He's our age. Okay. I thought he was older. I thought he was closer to 40, but I guess we're pretty close to 42. So.
He was born February 28th, our year, 1988.
Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. So pitchers, is there anybody of note for the NL that you feel like we have to talk about that's on it?
Chris Sale, dude. Honestly, dude, this guy was one of the best pitchers for the White Sox forever. He finally got out from there, and then he kind of just took like a dive to average. Had some injury concerns when he was in Boston and stuff like that.
Had the one good year when they won the series in 2018, but otherwise his Boston time I don't think went as well as he.
It was not that good, but he has been having a huge resurgence down in Atlanta, and it kind of started a little bit last year after their ace. I forgot his name.
Oh yes, not Strider.
After he got hurt. Maybe. That doesn't sound familiar, but maybe. Yeah, he got hurt. Whoever their ace was last year, he got hurt, and Chris Sale had to kind of step up, and he's kind of continued it this year. So that's one of the big ones. Robbie Ray and Logan Webb over in San Fran, and then Yamamoto, obviously, for the Dodgers. Clayton kind of getting in there. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe because he has 3,000 strikeouts now.
So MLB has started this thing the last couple of years called the legend pick. So if there's a player that the MLB thinks that, okay, it's his last ride kind of thing, which getting 3,000, he's got 2 World Series, 1.5 World Series rings. He's got, every Dodger record essentially at this point for pitching, and he's probably going to retire at the end of the year. So this is their kind of send off. The NBA did the same thing for Dirk and Dwayne in their last year. It's like, okay, you're probably not good enough to get voted by the fans, but we want to bring you in one last time and get some recognition before you call it a day. So I think that's what we're doing.
Good for him.
Although it is kind of weird. It's funny to me. It's in Atlanta because of all the playoff battles with the Braves fans over the years there.
True.
But it is what it is on the schedule. You can't figure that.
He is a quote unquote. I won't say legendary as in like he's some like mystical crazy pitcher, but he's a legendary pitcher, man. He stuck with the Dodgers through thick and thin. A lot of thin, to be honest with you.
I was gonna say I would say the other way around with him the last couple of years with injuries too. To be honest, it went both ways.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe I think they kind of owed him kind of one of those things, like, man, we sucked for a long time and you were our best player.
Yeah, no, he's going to be a Hall of Famer for sure, probably first ballot. I don't know if he'll be unanimous just because there's always going to be one East Coast guy that doesn't like him, but I think he'll be in, and it's nice. And I mean, I'm with you. He's a legendary pitcher, but honestly, when it comes to legendary in him, I think of regular season. Just stay facts and looking at the numbers. There's a couple people I listen to Mason Ireland all the time on 710 here in LA, and Mason always goes back. Well, he was 2-0 in the World Series in 2020. I'm like, yeah, when he pitched 10 games the whole year because they played 60. Like that's not the same. Like
No.
the COVID thing for me on baseball is not the same as a regular.
It counts. I'm not going to try to take nothing away, but
Agreed.
it's just like you kind of like squint at it a little bit. Like, yeah, it counts.
60
it counts.
games instead of 162. 37% of the schedule is not the same as like, I don't know, 65 to 70% of a normal schedule. Then I could maybe see, but again, that's a whole nother thing. So, all right, relievers. I'm looking at I don't really. Edwin Diaz from the Mets is nice to see after he had that knee injury a couple years ago. He's able to get himself back to the point where he's an all-star. So that's nice to see. Robert Suarez for the Padres. So that's cool as well. I mean, he's been lights out. He had a rough stretch in, I think, mid to late May where it was like, I don't think he can get anybody out, but he's, gotten back to his normal ways. And now the Padres are unfortunately beating the Diamondbacks in 1 tonight. So thanks a lot, Suarez.
Dang it. It is what it is. It's understandable. Padres are not a bad team. You know what I mean?
No, they're not. All right. So now that we got the rosters and who's playing who and whatever, who do you think got winning? AL, NL? What kind of score you think it's going to be? High scoring, low score? What you got?
Well, honestly, that's a good. I'll go and then you go. I do think the National League will win. We were talking about it a little bit, but they kind of have a little bit better roster. Plus, they're playing in Atlanta, so hopefully, even Freddie might be stoked to be back. He's not technically a Brave anymore, but might just be even kind of revived and revamped to kind of go out there and do well. Acuna coming back from that injury is doing well. I'm assuming Chris Sale's going to start or.
Actually, there's talk of Kershaw or Skeens. I haven't really decided yet. I guess it'll depend on who starts over the weekend and can't pitch again on Tuesday when the game, that always comes into play. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens on who's pitching over the weekend, I guess.
Okay. So anyways, but I think they have a pretty stacked roster. I don't think it gets a lot of scoring. The pitchers are really good, and that's the thing about the All-Star game. They don't get tired. You pitch them for an inning or an inning and a half, and then just move into the next ace, basically. So I say low scoring. I'm gonna go something like 7-5. I guess that's not really low scoring. Let's go 5-3.
Okay, 5-3. NL or AL?
NL.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, the lineup for the offensive side does look a lot better on the NL. I don't know, AL's pretty good, but it's the pitching I think that makes the difference for me. The NL pitching staff I feel like is much stronger. So I'm going to go NL, but I'm going to think it's going to be a little higher scoring because I think by the 5th and 6th guys might, start to loosen up a little bit maybe.
That's
and
true. Maybe
it's not a real game, even though, it is a game.
I'll go back to my 7-5 then before you go. Sorry. Unless you're going to say that. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go 9-7.
Okay.
I got NL.
Should be a good game. Should be a good game.
I hope so.
Go check it out. All-Star Game 2025 Atlanta. But yeah, I mean that's kind of a little bit there. We're gonna drop a reel. Make sure you check it out on Instagram. We're gonna drop a reel about the Home Run Derby that kind of just finished up its last selection today. Today we're recording on Thursday the 10th. So make sure you check out that reel on Instagram or the TikTok on our TikTok. But before we get out of here, let us know in the comments below who you've got winning the All-Star Game. We both picked the National League. Let us know who you got and by how much.
And Brendan mentioned it. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok at RVUFTB, and give us your biggest headline going into the All-Star break weekend. Or is there something you're looking forward to? Is there a team you think that can make a late Diamondbacks make a late push into September, October? But let us know.
Other than that, appreciate everybody for stopping by. Thank you as always for seeing things from RV from the bench. I'm Brendan.
I'm Corey. Like we always say, enjoy the sports until we talk again.
Peace.
This was a Sycamore 4th Studios production.